Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Imagineers is a game that was not exactly setting the world on fire. I think the production of it looks beautiful when I saw it on Kickstarter. I like the theme park aspect of it, and I like the simplistic nature of the game. It brought me something a little bit different, but familiar to the gaming set, and it didn't do that well. I don't feel like people were talking about this as much as they should have been. You get a light family game. It takes that Mancala aspect of moving the things around, but I want to put my rides out, and I want to have ownership over those rides in order to score the most amount of points. And there'll be restrictions each round on the movement cards and the event cards, kind of shaking things up each round to make something different. Now, this is not going to be a heavy Euro, or you're not comparing this to Kanban or Viticulture or something like that. This is a light family game that takes something familiar and gives you something a little bit extra on top of it. I remember a game called Planes that was released. I did a review on that, which you can find here. And Planes was okay. It was fine how you're kind of running around using that Mancala. I think when you're using an aspect of a game like that, a mechanism, whatever you're going to add on to it has to be really good because it's so familiar you can easily get bored with it. I really like Imagineers. There's a lot of care that was taken into this game. Every ride is named something different. Everybody's a different color and a different theme. You might have pirates or you might have the Old West going through the game. But I think that attention to detail was fantastic. The game is beautiful to look at. I really like it quite a bit. Now, the game can be a one or two trick pony. There's not a lot going on, but you don't need that in a family weight game. When I sit down to play with my kids, I need something the whole family can understand and strategize. And this game does. It has a little bit of take that and the fact that I can take once the board is full, I can take your buildings off. I have to pay you for it, but I'm going to be getting the victory points for that. So that is fun. It's not take that like I drew the right card, so you lose 15 points. No, it's a strategic decision about what I'm doing. And normally you'll kind of attack that leader at the top. Now, there's not a lot of take that. You won't be doing that a lot, but it is there. And it gets that fun family back and forth. You're like, I got dad, I got mom, I got little brother. And you're able to do that in the game. The game is very simple to understand. You're going to play a tile, pay the cost, and you're going to move these people around based on the restrictions for the round. Very simple. This is one of my favorite games with a theme park theme attached to it, and I really am drawn to these. One of these days I'm going to do a top 10 theme park ride games because this is one of them. This is what I think that you may have missed. I think you should go back. There's a really good solo variant for it. There's an expansion that adds 5 and 6 players. You can see that review is up. But this aspect of it is a really fun family game. I think a lot of people missed out on here that I would say you need to go back and try out. Now, if you don't like theme park games and you don't like that aspect of the money management, it may not apply to you. But there's a little bit going on here under the hood that you may not see at first glance. Highly, highly recommend this one. Hidden gem, absolute keeper. So here's the Imagineers Deluxe Edition. You're going to have this. You can see that the two new ones. This is the 5th and 6th player that will come in here, the pirate and the candy. And it is a slip cover, which I cannot stand slip covers. And here is the box art for the game. So this is what it'll look like with the deluxe or the retail version. You can see a nice little park where people are going. And I really like the Pixar Disney-esque style. Not only the word, but the look of it. Definitely. You're going to have a rule book here for the solo play, which we'll look in a solo review. These are the promo tiles, and I can't always tell what's promo and what's not. You get this first player marker here, which is like a lanyard that you kind of wear. It has what happens on a turn. You're going to have a rule book, which will take like in 3 minutes. I got this little piece of artwork thing here. It's in here. We're going to have a board, which we'll look at in a second, and a mess of stuff. So these are going to be the tiles that you're going to get. They're very thick. They come in different colors, and each one has a roller coaster on one side and a ride on the other, as you can see here. You can see the different rides depending on the color that they'll be utilized. You're going to get your player boards that you'll have here in different colors. They all look the same, though, and they all have a different theme on them, which is nice. This is like an Old West theme. This will be a pirate theme. This will be like mushroom or something, like Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, steampunk, or whatever it is. You're going to have some cards that will come in here. These cards are a little small. They just kind of tell you what they do. Not a whole lot of artwork on them per se. A number of tiles, etc. that will be in here. Let's take a look at this board. So here's the one side of the board. This will be the daytime. This will be the side that you will normally utilize during the game. On the other side, you're going to have a night phase. The only big difference here is going to be the branching paths that you're going to see here. That'll be a little bit different that you'll have. And then the nighttime motif versus the daytime on here, which is what we normally play with. I think this is the basic game what you'll normally play on. Each player is also going to get little scoring chits in here that they'll have. You'll have names for your rides that will fit in. All the cardboard, the components, everything in here is very, very good. I'm very happy. I like the artwork. I like the look of this. The track components are excellent. Here's the rule book. You can see a picture of components right here and an overview of what you look at. A picture of setup with a step-by-step of the setup on the side. Gameplay will start here. This right here is the entire game, these 3 steps. And you'll see those broken down into sections with plenty of pictures and examples. There was one rule on moving the guest. I wasn't sure if they stopped at the bathrooms and the empty spots. Apparently you do. That was really the only thing kind of missing from the rules. And this will be end of the game scoring. Then it starts in a different language. It's really just a couple of pages. Very simple game. Other than that one rules and mission, I didn't find the rules too bad. We were able to play without any issues. So the game will be pretty simple to set up. You're going to put the movement cards and the event cards shuffled up in here. You'll use a number of them based on the players. Then you're going to take these out based on the number of your players you're playing. So 1 through 4, we're going to cover up certain spots on the board. And once you have those spots out, you're going to put 2 meeples on the place on the board that has the meeple locations. You'll draw those randomly from the bag. You will assign someone to be the first player. You will make 2 stacks of tiles, one with the roller coaster side up and one with the attraction side up. You can see they're all double-sided, so you can't really see what's on the other side. Everybody will pick up 1 from each stack. Everybody will take their starting tile and put it on one of these red ones. It doesn't matter. And then you'll take one of your nameplates that signifies this is orange, this is mine. Put it here on the top. So this is the Bronco Vader, and that will represent my roller coaster. We'll come back to this, but your roller coaster is represented on this tile. Once again, I'll come back to this. On your turn, you have 2 tiles in your hand, and you can use either side of them. It doesn't matter. You can make a choice. So the first thing you can do is you can build a ride. Very easy to do. You pay the cost up here. This will be money. Money will be tracked on this down here for you. So if you had $4 and it cost you 2 to build it, you go down to 2, and you'd put this on one of the spots on the board. I can put it on top of any gray empty spot on the board. Once the board is full, I can replace somebody else's by paying their costs back to them and then placing mine down. Now, what's good about this is going to give you a little bit of information. This is how many victory points will be worth at the end of the game if it's still there. This is the cost to pay it. This is how much money I make if it's utilized by myself or someone else. And if somebody puts a blue one on here, this is how much happiness that they're going to gain. I'll come back to happiness in a moment. So I'm going to put that, and I'm going to call it the rattlesnake. So that's the first thing I did with my tile. Now, what I could also have done was I could have paid the roller coaster side of this tile instead of doing that. The cost is $5, and this will be the benefit I would get with the top hat. 1 happiness and 1 star whenever it's utilized. And if whoever puts a red meeple on it will get 3 happiness. Now, the roller coasters are placed on this. You can see if they're not covered up, these are worth negative points. So you kind of want to put these out. And anytime my roller coaster is activated, I'm going to score not only this over here, but also what this is right here. In this case, I would score a happiness and a fame on top of what I'm always going to get. The third thing you're going to do is refer to this. I could just discard one of my tiles and gain $5. Or I can put the mess token out, which in the deluxe version looks like this. Put it out somewhere like that. And it won't lead to a roller coaster entrance. Or I can move any one guest in the park to a different spot. So if I didn't like a location, I could discard a card and say, hey, I want to move this guy over here for strategic purposes, and just move the meeple. So you can always play one on the board, play one to your own roller coaster, or you can utilize one of the staff actions by just discarding it. After you do that, you're going to have to move a set of meeples on the board. So at the beginning of each round, you're going to turn over one of these movement cards and one of these event cards, and these things will always happen. So this event card says each turn the player may build twice. Remember to draw up to 2 tiles. So just do a little break the rules stuff. But let's look at a few of these here. You see each turn 1 blue attraction scores triple the happiness. Each turn the player may demolish 1 attraction, pay the cost shown the turn. Each turn attractions and coasters score happiness instead of money. Immediately, players may spend 3 money to gain 1 happiness or vice versa. So just little random things that will happen each turn. These movement cards, on the other hand, will direct the movement, which is what we're getting into now. Move a group with at least one blue. Move a group with at least 1 red. Move a group with at least 1 yellow. Group can't have any yellow. Move groups of 2, etc. So in this case, we have to move a group with a blue. So we can pick any of the meeple sets around the board, except for it has to have a blue in it. So I couldn't move this one because it has 2 reds, right? I could move this because it has 2 blues. So maybe I'd want to move these 2 right here. This guy would go here, and it's just like Mancala, so the other one would go to this one. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to activate this tile because there's a blue on it. Whoever owns this, which happens to be me, is going to get the $1. And whoever put the meeple there, which was me in this case, will gain 1 happiness. And I will track this on this board. So let's talk about money. Money is very easy. It's tracked here at the bottom. You can never have more than 10. You can never have less than 0, right? Over here, you're also going to have a little tracker that will keep track of your happiness. Every time I gain happiness, I move up on this. Anytime I go over from 5 to 1, which would be my 6th one, I'm going to gain a fame point. Fame points are tracked here on this tracker in the middle of the board. Think of this as your victory points. So as you move up, you are winning the game. So I'll get my stuff for him, and he would go in line for the next one, and this person would go here. Now let's say this place already had 4 meeples at this location. Meeple person will never stop at a location with 4, and he will continue to move on to this and line up for this location right here. So let's say another turn, I place another tile. I could put 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, activating all these spots. After they're activated, they're going to get in line for their next attraction, and they're ready to go. So that's going to happen. That's going to be the second thing you do on a turn. The third thing you do on a turn is very simply, I'm going to draw a tile, either face up attraction tile or the face up roller coaster. Doesn't matter. But remember, keep in mind, every tile you get is double-sided, but you won't know what one side of the tile will be. So, very easy. I'm going to play a tile, I'm going to move some meeples, and then I'm going to draw another tile. That's really how easy the game is to play. The game is going to end when this is drawn from the event deck. It's the end of season card. Once you do that, you can have one more turn to play. Then whoever has the most fame points will be the winner of the game. Who should buy this game? This is a light game, okay? A little bit above maybe Ticket to Ride or something, maybe on that level. Family weight game. So if you have a family and you want to play a game and you have a theme park and you want cute art and you want something bright and colorful on your board, this is it. This is really, really cute. I think most families, probably 7, 8 and above, can definitely play this game. Very fun atmosphere. I think if you have a gaming group, I think it's really fun. That game, Mancala, has stuck around for so long and has been in so many other games because it is popular. It is a good mechanism. And I think it works really strongly here of moving people around to the different locations. So it's very excellent. It's got a solo variant in it that I recommend. I like it quite a bit. This is an ultimate package. It's one of my favorite games. I'll say my guilty pleasure. You know, one of those games that other people don't talk about, but I really like. Imagineers is it. Keeper for me.